Welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you Quorum, a Devere game, a very friendly small box but with a big, interesting, challenging game inside. So in Quorum it says here the Roman Empire spread over the world, bringing civilization and progress to the most remote provinces. As a senator of the empire, you seek to extend your influence through trade, the arts, the military. Gather the best possible combination of cards and win a bit of help from the gods. You will be victorious. So you'll be this kind of star setup here represents the Roman Empire in a very simplistic way, and you'll be gaining influence over these provinces in order for, in the end of the game, to get points from certain strategies. This is a game, why I like this game is because there is no single way for you to win. You need to plan a strategy, aim for certain things, forget about others because you cannot score in everything. It's that kind of game where you cannot score in everything possible. So you need to plan. Look at the manual. It's old format paper. Not glossy, not shiny, it's like whatever simplistic paper you need. I know it's not in English, I'm just showing the local version that I have. Very colorful, explains everything very well, which I also will explain in this game. You will have here the provinces that you'll be investing: Germany, Macedonia, Gallia, Asia, Africa, Hispania, not sure about the English names here. All of them will require certain types of cards for you to score, and then each kind of card will also score differently. So there's a mix here of scoring provinces, scoring the cards, and you need to mix both and get the score out of there. So what is inside? There are manuals in several languages. I left them in the bottom. You have the cards, we'll take a look at those. The multiplication factors, important, some reference cards, 4 players, each of them with a specific color. These are not the typical colors that you see in most games. It's like the fuchsia pink, the pinkish red, the baby blue, and I would say the yellow is the one that looks more normal. Then I love the setup. The setup you have, look at this. Quorum, and in the middle you have the map of the Roman Empire, like this. Rome is in the middle. That's where the scoring tokens will start. And then if you do this properly, I'm gonna try to do this here on camera, so moving everything away for you to properly see. So there's an exercise here, which is you have Asia that has this scoring mechanic here. So I would say Asia would be here. Then Hispania is easy, that's close to home, so it's here. You have Gallia, so you just need to look for France direction, which would be probably here. Then I'm stuck with Macedonia. Africa is also easy, just need to point for Africa. Even the colors look like it's matching. Then we have this, what would that be? Then I guess this is pointing, all the roads point to Rome, that's the whole saying. And probably this is Asia here, I did it wrong. And then you have Germania there, and Macedonia would be there. Probably that's the proper thing to do, and I'm not checking the manual. Cool. So then how does this work? You set up also these circles that have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and all the provinces, they start with a 2, meaning that the 2 most players that have more investment in these provinces, they will be the ones allowed to score. During the game, you may lower this, meaning that on Asia, only the first player will score. Or you can even raise this in certain ways that the top 3 players or all players will score. Okay, we'll see how does that work better in the future. Every player will now take their meeples. They will put 1 in each of the provinces, and then the scoring one, which has the crown of the Caesar, 0, 1, and then 40 points plus. It goes here to the middle to Rome. Then you take all the cards, you take out all the god cards, putting them on the side, and then with the remaining cards, you give 4 cards to each player. In this game, you will always have 4 cards in your hand. When you play one, you take one, or you take one before you play. That's the proper idea. So you give 4 to each player, and then you get the gods back, you shuffle everything, and that's going to be the deck that is going to be available for all the players. So what are these cards? These are the back of the cards, although they don't look like that. These are the backs, because the card's face look like this. So on the backs, you will see that you have an idea of which province the card will affect or influence. See, Germany, Germania, Macedonia, Africa, Hispania. You know that. Then what you don't know is what kind of face the card will have. So this is a brown card, an architecture card, and you see, as the back indicated, Asia. It will influence 2 on Asia province. So imagine that you play this on your turn, on your board, it stays in front of you. You will move 2, your meeple moves 2 here on Asia. So you go 1, 2, and whoever is below is on top. For knowing here who is entitled to score or not. Okay, then later on, if you play this card, I know it's a green card, I'll tell you what it is, but it moves 2 on the yellow province, Germania, so you would do the same thing. And then later on, if you play another on Asia, then you move the number that you see here, which would be 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you are in front, you will be leading this, and you'll be scoring according to whatever is here. Okay, and then what are these cards? The first purpose of using these cards is for you to influence certain regions. You will want to influence the ones that you are in front, but at the same time, the ones that the regions will score. Okay, so that's the most complicated factor of this game, is because you need to have several parallel lines of thought when you play this game, right? Because that's why these reference cards are very important. You see, Africa here will score in the end of the game for every card with the power of 1, like this, times your multiplying factor. Multiplying factor is, imagine that you're here, this is 2, so if you are leading, if you're in front, you get a 2. If you're in second place, you only get 1. If you're third or fourth, you don't get anything. But imagine that you are leading and the factor is 4. Then you have 4 times the number of cards. In second place, you would get 3 times the number of cards. So it's very good when you have a 4 and you are leading, means that you will score 4 times the amount. But also means that the other players will score 3 times, 2 times, 1 time. So everyone will score, but you will score like on top of it. So Asia will score depending in the end of the game. When you played, everyone plays 12 cards. And then from all the cards you have played, all of them that are 1 will multiply by your Africa factor, multiplying factor. And then Asia is cards with the power of 2. Germania is the yellow cards. Cards that look like this, the yellow cards. The number of yellow cards times your multiplying factor. Gallia is the number of military green cards. Hispania are the blue cards. So don't get confused, because Hispania is also blue. Are these cards, the commerce cards, the trading cards. You see there's that icon there. The number of these cards multiplied by your factor. And then the last but not least, Macedonia, which is also brownish. Oh, Gaul is also brownish, and Germany is also yellowish, so there must be a connection there. Macedonia will multiply the number of architecture cards you have times the multiplying factor you managed to get there. So that's how you score the provinces. But at the same time, you need to plan a strategy where you will also score for each type of card. So the perfect idea would be for you to invest in a province that gives you a certain power, a certain multiplying factor on type of card, which you are investing as well here from the card type. For example, the military cards, they have powers 1, 3, and 2. I'm gonna find here 2. Yeah, there it is. So they either have 1, 2, or 3 in terms of strength. In the end of the game, for each pair you have with consecutive numbers, like a 1 or a 2, or a 2 or a 3, each pair is worth 5 points. But if you manage to have the trio, 1 to 3, then it goes to 10 points. Okay? So a trio is more than enough. It consumes 3 cards, so probably it would be a good chance. Then what you have is the blue cards. The blue cards are filled with the trading cards. They are filled with certain icons, certain trading objects, like this. I'm gonna show you a few. Right, there's gonna be pottery, tools there, wood, sheep, kind of like Catan, the fish, the corn or wheat or whatever, and the way you score then from your blue cards is each pair of product will be 2 points. So these will be worth 2 points, 2 points, 2 points there. But if you manage to have 3 of each, it's 4. If you manage to have 4 or more, then it becomes 6 points. Okay? As you can see here, that will be 2 points plus 2 plus 2, and the other 3 don't match, so I would need more cards to do the math. Normally blue it's difficult because you need a lot of cards, and then you don't score that much, so be careful with that. Then architecture. Architecture is, if you like collecting things, then architecture is a good strategy for you, because you will be collecting different, I'm gonna give you a few different, it's like set collection. There are 6 different types of architecture, and in the end of the game the number you have will be the points. So you see there's kind of temple here, a pool or a baths, Roman baths, a coliseum, the theater, the temple, the aqueduct. So these are the 6 examples here. So you collect these 6, you manage to get these 24 points, but you have less, you also get a bit less. That's it. Then the last ones, the more tricky ones probably, are the intrigue cards. The player counts the power 3 cards, so these cards you have regardless of the color, and then you multiply for each intrigue card or each yellow card that you have. So this would be 1 times 3 would be 3 points, but then if you have the second one, it will escalate fast to 2 times 3 would be 6, right? So you can plan to have lots of strategic intrigue cards that make move on your provinces that you are investing, and then just aim for 3 powered cards, and then you will have these points automatically popping up without much effort. So that's a recommendation. Okay, so on your turn you will have a market of 5 cards, and you choose 1 card from that market, and then you play a card, and you do that 12 times and the game ends. But there will be some cards coming out which are the god cards. The god cards spice the game in a very funny way. The god cards look like this. You have Pluto, Vulcanus, Pluto again, Neptunus, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, Minerva. You know them all, right? You've seen the names, you've seen Hercules movies. So when you pick a god card from the market, that god needs to be played immediately. And then the god card doesn't go to your board or away, it stays on your hand until the end of the game. That means that you will be filling your hand with gods, the favors of the gods, but that's 1 less card available for you because you can only have 4 maximum. Okay, so you'll be occupying your hand with cards that are filling a space for a potential new card. It's not a problem if you play that well, and the objective of playing the gods is you will influence, this is how you change the numbers, the multiplying factors that are on the provinces. So let's see an example here. So if I would put Pluto here, that means that has that number in gray, which is neutral. You will go up 1 in this province, your meeple, and then the neighbor ones, which in this case would be Africa and Macedonia, you raise 1 on the multiplication factor. So this would go to a 3, and this would go to a 3 as well. So I need to pick some here from the site to show you. This would become a 3 as well, and this one would become a 3 as well. Okay, why do you want to do this? Because you may have investments on the neighboring the neighboring provinces, and you are just raising the multiplication factor to benefit you. But some other gods, like for example here Volcanoes, you would do the opposite, which is you put it here and then you go up, so it benefits you here. But then this one also goes up, becomes a 3. But on the left side, this one goes down. So you may be kicking out certain players or lowering the points amounts that all the players will get from here. Regardless if you are there or if you are not there, at least Wiz is getting less points, okay? So there are several ways for you to make this happen, okay? Could go only to benefit you, could neither benefit you in any way, but just lower the amount of points others get. So it's up to you. So you have the god, you play the god, you choose the province like I shown you, the god goes back to your hand, and then you are able to play another card from your hand in order to have the cards played. You play another card, a normal card, and then you pick another one in order to fill those 4 cards. So picking a god doesn't stop the game, just fills your hand, affects the game accordingly to your strategy, and then you continue playing with a normal card. Okay, so don't think that the gods are a bad thing, because they will influence you. If you play it properly, they will influence you correctly. Because when you get the god to your hand, you will have 5 cards, then the other card that you play needs to be another one from your hand, and they need to be a normal card, okay? Normal card, and it could not be a god again. And that's it. That's Quorum. One of my favorite game. The art is quite strange. It's like cartoonish Roman period, but I like the game. Simple to learn, difficult to master, like I like. And I hope you like this video to the point that you consider hitting that like button and subscribing. I'm building this huge playlist for many board games as well as card games. And I also have the podcast, The Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their stories, their profiles, their projects while we play board games online. So I definitely think that you'll find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.